Can you guys see the washing? No. Okay. We're good.
Still good. We can't see no washing. All right. Thank you, ladies, for joining me tonight. We have on the success recipe the ladies from the 135 playlist. How are we doing tonight, ladies?
Hey,
Hi.
awesome. Thanks for having
Good.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you for joining me. I've now been a part of the West West Network for a while now. I'm not too sure. Probably the same amount of time as you, but we've all been podcasting for quite a while now. With a lockdown has been a motivation or helped us be able to do that. We've all been doing this for some time now, but it's been a while since I've kind of gotten into it. But I don't think many of us have also had the opportunity to cross over across each other's podcasts as well. So I thought I've been a little bit slack recently, and I thought what better way to kind of kickstart things again than to introduce other members of the West West network. So you are the first playlist, you're the first podcast off the rank as well. So
Yay.
thank you for taking some time on a Friday night to let us know a little bit about what you ladies do and about your podcast.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
So first up, I'm just gonna go and ask random questions, but you can all feel free to add on as we go. Linda, how long ago did you ladies actually start the 135 playlist?
I think it's a little over a year and a half ago-ish now. I know that we looked at because we'd done a music quiz before, and just out of curiosity, we looked up when it looked like it was about a year ago before. But if I look at it, July 2020 was our
Whoa.
debut podcast. I know, it's nuts. And initially it started with Sin and I, but I think, we're so similar. We have our differences, but mostly we have a lot of similarities, and we felt like we needed to have someone come in and mix things up, which is how Punny was introduced a little bit later.
Yeah.
And Pun, what was it about the 135 playlist that kind of drew you to want to be a part of this podcast?
Well, first of all, we're all long-time friends. We've known each other for so long. And then secondly, I think the first one I jumped on was the Monica Brandy podcast. And I love that shit. Like, and I'm really into music, just as much as these two, and it just felt natural. Nervous as hell jumping on, but yeah. And now it's just like love doing it and love hanging out with these guys. It's kind of like a second job now, but it's awesome. I enjoy it a lot. Yeah.
Nice. So you mentioned that you ladies have known each other for a long time. Sin, do you want to like go into that first, and then either of you other two can go into that? Because like I'm aware that a lot of you guys kind of know each other. I feel like I'm kind of the outsider that
Yeah.
Cam just kind of sniped online. But Sin, do you want to talk to sort of the relationship that you three have and how long that's gone back for?
Eek, that's way too long for
Mm.
me to even remember how that even started. It was last week because we're so young. Um, Linda and I have been mates for over 20 years, so since we've been teeny boppers. We've worked together so many times, like probably half our life we've worked in the same place, workplace. With Punny, Punny's a mate of a. So we all come from the same street, so not
Yeah.
street but area, and Punny's like her best friend is one of my best friend's sister. So we all kind of just hang out together, and then and then brought Linda. We all started hanging out together, and that's how we became friends for
Nice. So
such a
it's
long time.
just as simple as that. You guys kind of
Yeah,
all family, same area, same
yeah,
neighborhood, just kind of know everyone, things like that.
Yeah.
I think
pretty
I was
much.
probably the outsider though, because you guys were all from your area, and I
Yeah,
would just like
Right
hang on
away.
and yeah, yeah. And I'm a Westie as well, but not that deep, not that deep.
deep
But
down in Swanton,
yeah,
In the
right down in
ghetto.
in the west. And then I would
Runaway
just
Heights.
hang out with you guys, and then. There were a whole lot of us, really, if you
Yeah,
count up all of the friends, there was a whole lot, but then everyone's kind of dropped off and done their things, but the core ones kind of still
still,
maintain
yeah,
maintain contact.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
And so with the 135 playlist, you obviously mentioned that you had the quiz that you used to do, which maybe kind of led to that. Was a podcast something that was always in the back of your mind that you thought you might get into?
I kind of reckon I always thought that, because I'm sure in the short time that you've stuff, you can tell that I like to talk and all that kind of stuff. So it's something, almost- I think that was something, that crossed my mind, but never thought didn't pursue it. It wasn't really a thing before I knew. Even when I knew Cams was doing it, I was just like, oh my gosh, so cool, but never crossed my mind to think, well, why don't you do that?
Yeah.
No.
When we
Never
thought
thought,
of
yeah.
the music podcast, I thought, oh my gosh, we need somebody who loves music just as much as we do. And I knew straight away it was Linda. And then from Linda, we knew straight away it was Pani too. So, and because Linda and I are very similar in taste of music, but we're also very different as well. But Pani brings that spin, like Linda said, too. She's always, she's the one that disagrees with us, Nah, you still is just old with your guys.
She doesn't say that to me, but
Because Pani's a little bit younger than us by maybe an inch.
Enough though for it to be brought up.
Enough to make it different.
No, I feel like we used to have it would be probably us having conversation, before there was the internet, before there was Shazam, and it was really hard to find music facts, but we would weirdly know music facts. And at the time, we used to think, I know all that information that no one cares about. And now it's like, but actually it's paying off, kind of.
Yeah.
Because like when the internet started happening, and we'd be looking for songs, right? And then we'd all catch up in the week and be like, oh my God, look at this song that I found. And then you play it off the CD and we'd all be like, we'd get excited about it.
Yeah.
That's what we used to do.
Yeah.
Man, making me feel real old right now. When the internet came out, and then I'm thinking about when I used to have my little cassette player and I listen to the radio and push pause and play to record. DJ, shut up, the song's about to come on.
Yeah. Right? They spoke so long. It's like, just say it and cut off.
The song.
Yeah. So did you know that when sort of you were going to roll with the podcast, it definitely had to be about music, or were there other topics that you thought you might consider being part of your podcast subject?
It was always music because Sin approached me, and that was it was always for the music one. Yeah, for me, and probably same as you, Pan. It was approached you. And...
I can't imagine ever doing a podcast about anything else, because it just might be too serious and maybe not fun. Music can be anything.
Yeah.
You can associate it to different things happening through your life, and so it can be fun, and then it can be sad, but it can be anything you make it. So
I guess that's what we try to bring out in our podcast, how it does associate within our lives.
So obviously you mentioned that Sin and Linda, you guys have some similarities, and then Pani kind of plays off that as well. But do the three of you ever come across any sort of controversial genres or things where one person's nah, I'm down with that, and the other two are piss off, no, not at all. Do you guys get into those situations at all?
Absolutely.
God, yeah. There's this one particular topic, and I feel like it's me against you guys. I could be wrong. Maybe I just feel like it's me against the world, and it's my hate for R. Kelly. And they're just I don't know if they tease me or
a little bit
agree with me, but it's always this bone of contention. But it's not a serious bone of contention, but I would say that comes up all the time.
Randomly out of nowhere too.
Yeah. Not even
it's not intentional either.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Sounds like it might be an easy wind up, and I'm assuming that's it's probably a point of contention just within the past couple of years for obvious reasons. True.
It's
Yeah,
funny,
yeah.
that podcast is coming up. Like, we're going to have this battle where we're going to be talking about this particular topic. But it'll be interesting. I think we're
Yeah,
trying to
that's
avoid the podcast right now and jumping to other stuff.
yeah, it's real because I think it will get quite. I think once we get into the crux of it, it's an ugly thing. So I
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
if any of us are really quite ready to deal with it for real.
Yeah.
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 And it's
It's
funny because it's like I have double standards though because then other people will do stuff and I'm like it's okay. But I don't know. So if we'd be getting into so much when we finally cover, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be more than one episode's worth of content there, right? But it could be,
Probably, yeah.
A season.
Well, the way we go off topic and talk, it's like could be 5 episodes.
Yeah. Easily.
Totally.
easy. Got content for days. So if you weren't doing music, and you can answer each, if you weren't doing music and you had to choose another subject for a podcast, what do you think you would have to talk about?
Oh my god. What else am I into?
I feel like I'd talk about books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even think about what I would be interested in talking about. There's nothing else I'm really into. To be
So Linda, you
honest.
talk about books, so it'd be like a book podcast.
Yeah. She should join your
She
ebook
reads all the
gang.
time, yeah.
I mean, I do, but I don't know.
No,
the,
she does. No.
the thing is I'll read a book for the content. Do you know what I mean? Like just for the, and I'm not even going to say what I read because I think I'd be quite ashamed to tell people, the books that I read. And so then I wouldn't.
Is it
really
Mills
do
and
it.
Boone?
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
But it's just things like, fantasy, sci-fi fantasy, all of that kind of stuff, which lots of people like, but I don't know. And so then, what would I talk about? So then I think, I probably don't really have a lot to talk about.
I think this is a good episode for a lot of your listeners to kind of find another side of you, or that they probably weren't aware of, which is really good. So, Linda, the sci-fi enthusiast.
Sci-fi freak.
The geek.
What about you, Sin? What do you think? What do you think you'd cover?
I'm already in another podcast anyway, and I quite enjoy that. It's just so hard to get content for that particular podcast, but otherwise, when we do, we go handy, which is great. I love talking a lot of shit and joking and mocking a lot of that, which is what T and I do a lot. And poor Ria's trying to be the good one, trying to be the serious one.
And what podcast is that? Because you'll probably be on another episode.
Afakasi Scoop, yeah. I probably I wouldn't mind doing the TV one. TV episodes.
I watch a lot of TV.
Yeah, so there you go.
TV shows, boom.
TV will be good.
I watch a lot of TV too, but again, I don't think I watch the things that other people, most people are watching. Like everyone at work talks about this series, and I'm like, nah, I've not even seen that.
Not
I
your
don't
thing.
even want to tell you what I've been watching because it's along the same lines as my sci-fi, fantasy, blah 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 blah.
What about you, Punny? Jump on the TV shows as well, or you got something else you might want to cover?
That would be, probably that, because it's something fun. I wouldn't want to do anything too serious.
Like that. Oh yeah.
And I do get into like TV series. Nothing at the moment, but like really got into Handmaid's Tale and what's the Witcher one?
Oh,
The Witcher,
that was
and,
good.
like talking about that and all the climatic events in the TV series and stuff like that. So that's fun. So I could probably do that. Yeah.
Do you ladies individually have a favorite episode that you've done so far? And if so, which one would it be?
I'm gonna guess that for us it was all the Hawkins episode.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
gotta say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one
And-
really I think
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
I think we use that word heaps. I think that one made us cry, made us, laugh. And then now we've got this relationship with him. Like I say we, but I mean, Sin knows him personally, but I feel like now we've all had interactions with him. Like he comments, you know, on lots of our stuff and always interacts with our staff. And so now it's like, I don't know, we formed this weird relationship with
Mm.
through his music too.
Through-
Yeah.
like, it was the, you probably, I have to say that was the best one.
Yeah.
I agree.
And outside of Hawker, have you had any other guests, or has he been the first guest you've had so far on your episodes?
He wasn't
It was a
even our
follow-up.
guest.
Yeah.
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 Follow up, yeah.
From the
Yeah.
back of the 135. Yeah. I think we're going to have him on. Yeah, we'll get him
Later
on.
on, eh?
Yeah.
Mm.
But
And
nah,
so,
no,
is
no,
your plan for the future to get more guests on, or what's the direction going for the podcast at the moment?
We actually want to get more guests on. Not only that, we want to get people to come in and do a little singing and stuff like that. So yeah, we are gonna try and branch out. But yeah, that'll be so much fun. But taking our time,
Yeah, weird.
we're learning
Hey.
so much along the way.
Mm. What have you each individually learnt about the process so far, about creating, producing, and kind of searching for content for a podcast? Like, what have been the biggest takeaways for you each individually? Start with you, Linda.
So because yeah, I feel like I'm always surprised every single podcast. Like I always think that we're probably going to come up with some similar facts, and we're probably going to choose the same song. And it's happened on the odd occasion, but more often than not, I think we've all thought outside of the box. And I'm always surprised by what I learn. Because you know, I think I've come and I've got heaps of info, and I've done a bit of research. I feel confident, and then Sin and Punny will come with just like, oh my gosh, every single episode I've come away with like learnings. So that's been cool.
Yeah, and it started out, it was quite difficult for us to find things to talk about in episodes, but in the end, we just kind of always go with what we find is interesting to us, or what we feel we'd get into the most, or be bit more of a challenge, or things along those lines. But it's always has to be something fun, and a bit interesting for us to do it. And then it always comes away that it always turns out better than we thought it would have been, and we all come away with having learnt something new, or having new music to add to your Spotify playlist and things
Yeah.
like that. So it just always has worked out in that sense.
Agreed.
Yeah. Because we'd get together sometimes and we'd be like, okay, what's some ideas? And then we don't even use them because they'll just randomly something will pop up and we'll be
Evolve.
like, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
And that's what we always go with. We just go with what feels
We
right.
feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with the 135 playlist, do you feel that it's given something back to you guys as well? Like personally, it's added to you, whether it's like in your personal life, professional life, or just general kind of like things that you've wanted to achieve or like work towards? Do you think it's given you something that you may not have gotten if you didn't do the 135 playlist?
A good outlet, because I'm always the idiot like at gatherings and be like, oh my god, did you know that Diana Ross is this and that, or did you know that blah 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 sampled that song and this is not the original person? Like, I'm that kind of person. I'm that idiot, and everyone just rolls their eyes. And so it just gives me an outlet to be able to like talk about those things, even if no one's listening. It gives me that I can express myself and talk about shit that I'm interested in, so without being embarrassed about it, or yeah.
Nice. What about you, Sin?
Well, I come from a musical family anyway, so for me, this podcast was something I'd probably always wanted to do. And how, I mean, and to do it with best mates is a bonus. So I mean, I think I've learned more about these guys' music side
Mm.
than I have over the years we've been friends. So which is so funny that I just absolutely enjoy doing this. It's like Penny said, it's like a part-time job now, but it's a job I don't care not getting paid for or
Yeah.
something. I just, it's really nice to go home and not think about work, but do this kind of work. I wish I could do this as a job. I wish this is my
Yeah.
full-time job.
Yeah.
And we talk about it all the time. Oh gosh, I wish this was our job and blah, blah, blah. Because there's more to podcasts than what people think. It's not just talking onto the mic. There's also advertising, Punny does our videos. Linda does all our articles and stuff like that. And I do all the editing. So it's a big job, but we delegated the jobs very well to the person like that it suits. So we're still learning, and we're doing our part to make our podcast great, and just hope people do enjoy what they hear.
Yeah.
Nice. And what about you, Linda?
I mean, as a whole, I think I'm quite a confident person, but it takes doing something like this to show you how much, how much more you can, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
like I was saying before we jumped on in the beginning, I remember that cough I used to get, and there was no smoke or anything. I would just
Oh
get
my
like this
God, yeah.
real nervous cough, and that's fully gone now. Came on a little bit just before this one, but yeah, I guess I've gotten. I mean, I didn't think you could get more confident, but obviously you can.
You do.
Yeah, so I'm just excited to have that, and just use these skills.
Hey,
Obviously
Sean.
not very good at these skills.
Yep, you're good.
Yeah, just to use it like you say, like it's like another job, and you'd love for this to be your full-time job. So it's good to be able to contribute your something that you
Yeah.
yeah.
When I still cringe listening back to the episodes when they're on Spotify, you know how we do it and then we listen to it when it's been edited and all that. I still cringe hearing my voice over through the earphones. But
Do you know what? I
yeah.
used to cringe, but now I'm laughing more than anything.
Yeah.
Have you ladies listened back to like all of the episodes that you've recorded?
Yeah, I do
think
once.
I do once too after we've recorded. I give it a
Yeah,
listen. And
after we recorded, but I haven't gone back to the other ones. No.
I'm not
Is
sure.
it like- Is it an in-depth listen or just like an editing listen?
I give mine an in-depth listen. When you said,
After
"Okay,
it.
girls, it's up," and then I sit there and relive the whole thing again and
Yeah.
laugh. And
That's
all
what I
that.
do, yeah.
It's so weird because it's like you were there. You
Yeah.
laughed already. You know what I mean?
But I've forgotten.
Yeah.
By the time I've put it up, I've forgotten what we were talking about. Like most of the stuff
Yeah,
that came
yeah.
up, and then
Yeah.
it's even more funnier.
Yeah.
I get too afraid to listen. I'm like, I don't want to hear myself talk. So I'm
Yes.
just like,
Oh,
edit,
yeah.
listen, and I'm like, edit, done. I'm like editing, listening, and then I'm like, done, not
Post
listening
and
to it.
post. Yeah.
I think what I like to do when I listen is see if there was something else I could have said, or see if there was another way I could have put something
Yeah.
or whatever. So it's always good to kind of give it a review, self review, I guess. Well, that's what I find.
Yeah, just want to make sure I didn't say anything stupid. But other than that, I'm just like, don't listen to the guest, and then get it out there.
No, it's
Yeah.
100% guarantee we've all said something stupid on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Always.
Well, yeah, after your first like 5 or 10, you're just like, it is what it is. Just
Yeah.
get it out
Yeah.
there, like,
Yeah.
Like the kids were saying to me, I think today they're like, "Oh, I want to play the 1 through 5 playlist at my friends," and I was like, "No, you can't." Mummy swears on that, and they were like, "Do you?" And I was like, "Oh, it's kind of just combo." I said, "But no, you can't. Sorry." Oh, my life.
And more often than not, we always leave our mistakes because it's
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost envy the fact that the way you guys have your playlist is like it's just three best friends. Like for me, when I'm interviewing someone, 90% of the time, like I don't know these people that I've interviewed.
Yeah.
I've literally just like given them a DM on Insta or whatever, and like most of my recordings were through lockdown, so it's just like literally do and then just dial in, and so it was like pretty nerve-wracking, but like
Yeah.
to be able to like play off your best friend, like that must be an awesome experience, and like know that you're kind of going through that together. Like do you guys really enjoy that
Banter?
I
Yeah.
guess the banter and like the vibe that it creates?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
And I think that's a
It's
huge part of our success. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like, we've got the best topic in the world as far as we're concerned, and as we feel like as far as everybody else is concerned too. We feel like who doesn't love music, so we feel like we've got the best topic, and it's like we've got content for Africa, and then we're doing it together. So what's not right about that?
A conversation flows better too when because you're more
Yeah.
comfortable. We know each other so well. Like,
Feeds off.
you can just be yourself, and it's no problem. Be as open as you want.
Yeah.
Do you guys equally come up with like the content or the direction for your episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
do
always
you
a
like have it?
brainstorm.
Yeah.
Yeah, always a brainstorm, always putting in content. And when no one's ever really afraid to say, oh, I don't really like that kind of thing, because we're kind of, it's the weirdest thing. We're kind of on the same wave.
Wave.
Yeah, same. Something through and someone says, oh, I'm not really feeling that. And you're like, actually, yeah, me neither. Okay, let's do something else.
Yeah.
It's weird. I think, I don't know what the word would be mature enough to, if it was something we didn't like but we were ho-hum about it, we would still do it important enough for us to kind of be like, oh no, I don't really like that.
Yeah.
And so it's got a lot of us, and
Yeah.
So being a part of the network that we're a part of, and obviously having our individual podcasts, like we've spoken about it many times, whether it's just with other people in our podcast or within the network meetings, but like obviously we're kind of pioneers in the area of, I guess, Pacific Island Polynesian podcasters, and what we're doing. Like for you, doing what you do, what is your hope to have? Like, what do you want to achieve with your podcast? What do you hope that it does, or what impact do you think it want it to have on like your listeners, and the wider Pacific community?
I think ultimately it was a selfish thing. Like, wanted to do it for myself, and then hopefully I can leave my job and do this full time kind of. Like, I mean, if
That's why we're all doing it, right?
yeah.
I think we all want to
But I
do
mean,
that.
like, I mean, because I'm not the most like confident person when it comes to like this kind of thing. Podcasting was never something that I wanted to do. It was more the topic that drove me to it, and for me, it's just like if three of us, from the ghetto, pretty much, girls can get together and do something like that, then anyone can, even if you've never thought of it was something you could ever want to do. Yeah.
What about you, Linda?
I think like Punny, it was definitely a selfish, at first. But I think my main thing is wanting to connect with people, on a I wouldn't say personal level, but on a level where they're like, yeah, man, that's how I feel about something.
Yeah.
Or that, that reminds me, and that was me when I was that age, and yeah, I thought exactly the same thing, so that they have that connection with us, and so there's that relatability, Yeah.
And Sin?
Yeah, I'm the same. Got the same thoughts as the girls too. It was selfish in the beginning, but I think eventually, what we might have thought about later was that we have guests on, and then we start talking, and well, especially I wanted to get like someone like Hawkins to come in, like all our poly guests. musicians that are out there, eventually coming in and we talk about their music and sort of go from there and
Yeah.
how we do stuff from a poly perspective. Yeah,
And I think
because
too, like podcasting is such a big deal now. Like celebrities and everyone's jumping off it. Like people who are already
yeah,
famous are coming up with podcasts, and I think it's cool that we're like this little, like for us and then us as a whole, like the network. We're just this, little West Auckland, and we're just a bunch of random normal people just getting together and talking about, what we want to talk about from our perspective of things. Just the normal everyday person kind of thing.
Because it kind of
Yeah.
Where do you?
feeds back to that thing. Sorry, Adam. I was
It's
just,
right.
when you listen to like Americans and stuff, we can't really relate. Like there'll be
No.
some moments where we can relate, and that's the same as like you say, ordinary people. Do you know what I mean? They can relate to the everyday people that we are, like mums and workers and all that kind of thing. So I think that I would like to who was just like me.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
then I'd be like, oh my god, yeah, definitely.
especially
As
like one
opposed
of our
to
episodes, that wedding playlist, a wedding playlist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where Linda wore her wedding dress.
just for a joke.
So she was relating to a lot of people. But yeah, we have that kind of joke in there as well while we do our playlist, which is fun.
So it's relatable content, so people can,
Totally.
Exactly.
understand.
Exactly. So your hope is that you do connect with those people,
Yeah.
just like us.
Yeah.
And so, what's the ultimate goal? Like, where do you see the 135 playlist going? Like, at this time next year, where do you hope to see the podcast ending up?
I don't know. I hope that we're still doing this. Yeah, I'll probably hope ultimately we'll just like to do this as a full-time thing, I guess.
Yeah.
That is
Would be
the
awesome.
dream.
Yeah.
That is totally the dream.
That is the dream. And I'd say if we're still going to be in lockdowns, we'll all still be doing our podcast. That's
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure. I'm going to ask you ladies some questions just to see if we can see if you're on the same page or if it's going to create a little bit of drama and divide.
Oh.
It's just going to
Sid
be like
likes
snap
herself
off
a
the
I
cuff.
love this shit.
So we're going to see. I'm going to ask you guys each, and then you're going to give me your answer, and then we're going to break it down and just see how people feel about it. You guys okay with that?
Interesting.
Fight me.
Fight me.
Fight me.
Fight
See
me.
you at level 2.
Deep.
Real confident there.
All right, you ain't even got time to think about it. You just got to give me a snap answer. All right.
Damn. Okay.
Sin, Marvin Gaye or Stevie Wonder?
Marvin Gaye.
Ooh. Ladies,
Damn it. I'm so sorry. I said the wrong thing.
Nice.
Linda.
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder?
Stevie
Funny.
Wonder for me too. Yep, definitely.
That's not
Stevie.
fair. I went first, so I just
Oh, you buckled.
I buckled and just jumped and said the first name.
It's fine. It's gonna rotate. So, Linda, Prince or Michael Jackson?
Ooh,
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
There we
A
go.
lot of people disagree with us.
Yeah, well, that's why
Hey.
I did like for a split second be like, oh fuck, shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause
Well, that's why it's like it's what you feel. It's not about what the listeners think.
Yeah.
Because like Punny said, we'll fight you. Come meet us.
They'll fight you. They'll fight you.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna move through the genres as well. Punny, we got
Oh.
Biggie or Tupac?
Tupac. Oh my god, yes. Fight me on that one.
Fight me on that
Tupac,
one.
ladies.
Tupac.
Tupac.
Good bit of West, y'all.
Yay!
Hard out.
All right, we're gonna get a little bit controversial now. Linda,
I say R. Kelly or Chris Brown.
He's
I will fight
he's
you.
gonna say R. Kelly. I'll fight you.
I was thinking about it, but I won't.
Do it.
Celine Dion or Shania Twain?
Ooh.
Shania Twain.
Oh.
Yeah, same.
Oh.
Shania Twain.
No, Celine
Yeah.
Dion.
Celine.
I love
Oh,
Shania.
Celine.
I love Shania, but Celine is
Is it because she sings
Something-
with her
there's
nose?
something about her. Yeah,
Oh,
there's something
God.
about her. Like, just can't.
That's tough, you know. Celine's got the Titanic, but you know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shania's got that one
Shania.
video clip.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh my God.
She's got it all.
That's all it took.
Yeah.
All right,
That's a good one.
Sin. I feel like this is kind of weird because they're like friends, but Dre or Snoop?
Shit.
Yo.
Dre. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with
Dre.
Snoop on this one. That's a hard one.
Yeah,
That is a hard
Because
one.
but then
Damn
without
you,
Dre, there's
Adam.
no Snoop. So
Are we allowed to
what do
say
you
both?
do?
Nah, it's one
No,
or the other.
no, no.
That's like God or Jesus. You know? Sorry.
It's like KFC or Texas chicken.
Yeah.
KFC.
Oh,
Exactly.
Texas chicken.
A bit. That's
Just like,
Cameron.
even though that wasn't real, but just while we're here.
Yeah, well, while we're on the topic,
Yeah.
lockdown foods, what we getting when we're out?
Yeah.
Oh.
What
I'm
food
sticking to home
when things
food.
open?
Yeah, what's the first thing you're going for when we get out of level 4?
Oh, black
Um,
coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that.
Coffee.
BP
Yeah.
coffee.
Oh, coffee. Yeah. Yeah.
Miss that on the way to work.
Yeah.
Me too.
Well, that's like when you wake up, but what about for dinner? Not coffee, right?
Oh, not coffee. I'll just go with KFC, I think. But then, yeah, the home food's been good because
Yeah.
yeah.
you're kind of forced to do better for yourself and eat properly and stuff. So
It is good.
yeah,
Like,
it's
even
been a
if you
good
make
way to
homemade
start.
KFC,
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
nah, so I'm gonna try and keep that going.
Mm, yeah.
All right, I got one more, and this is actually out of 3 people, so I got to see what you guys think, because I might have to fight someone if they don't pick what I pick. But,
Scared.
all right, this is 3, and I think they're good. Usher, Chris Brown, Trey Songz.
Oh, easy. Usher.
Oh.
Oh, Chris Brown.
Well, you know, it's not gonna be Chris Brown for me.
Sin,
Trey Songz.
Interesting.
that was split. That was split 3
Yeah.
ways.
That's interesting, and that that just shows the other side of us where we're
Yeah.
all like real different.
Which is good.
Yeah, because we get
Exactly.
that. Dangerous.
What's
It
hard
wasn't
because
Chris
they're like-
Brown's fault, Linda.
See, that's another one she's got on her list.
Yeah,
Adam, what are you
Wanna put
into?
it down?
What songs are
What's
you
that?
into, Adam?
Who would
I'm
you pick out of
into,
those 3?
I'll probably go Usher just because
Yeah.
purist, but
Yeah.
I'm like into. I say this to everyone I meet is I'm basically into any music other than death metal, just
Yeah.
because like I don't understand it, but like
Yeah.
anything and everything. So I used to dance when I was younger. So as a dancer, you just like
Yo.
as an artist, you have
Yeah,
an
same.
appreciation
Mm.
for like all music. So
As long as it feels
And-
good, eh? And so
Mm,
yeah, and being a Afakasi myself, you get
yeah.
the best of both, and so the catalog you're forced to listen to. I mean, I grew up in Tukoro, so garage parties
Nice.
from
Oh, nice.
Hey.
yeah, like I'm a hybrid, so I all of it. I love it all. Mostly like R&B and old school rhythm and blues, but yeah, anything and everything, which is why I was put my hand up for your white girl music or
Yeah.
Nice.
or whatever. I get down with some Tay Tay, you know.
Hey.
It's like Cam too.
Yeah, but anything and everything you can basically like nod your head to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great voice.
Yeah.
And hey, that's not to say that death metal, some people might be able to, but it's not my cup of tea. Pretty
Yeah.
much anything and everything.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Hey,
Cool. That's nice to know.
yeah.
We know what
Yeah.
to bring you on now.
Those questions, yeah.
Yeah.
So with the other podcasts in the network, if you could like take over and run one podcast for the day and just make it your own, which one would you want to take over?
Counteract.
Would you talk about netball or just nothing?
Nah,
Anything?
not about netball. I'd like to do the league one. Not so much rugby. I'm more of the league
Yeah.
side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
What
You
about other
guys?
two?
Is this question based on like if we
What we know.
yeah like pretend we knew everything about rugby league or current state where we know nothing?
It's your current state, and you're just taking over, and you're taking an episode. You're like, hey, I'm from the 135 playlist, and today we're going to talk about what I want to talk about.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
actually be really cool, but I don't know.
That would be so much fun if everyone rotated.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
talked about
We
that.
talked
eh?
about that, eh?
Yeah.
We always talk about this. You'll see in the group chat that we're always like, okay, guys, if you want to come on, and no one ever wants to, and so it's just like, okay.
Or if you could like pretend to be someone else, like I'd love to pretend to be Cam and do
Oh, yeah.
135, or
Right.
pretend to be us.
Yeah,
Like
actually,
if you could
yeah.
pretend to be someone else, like
Back of the
or
135 would
even
be so
Yash.
cool.
Yeah. The way those two talk to people like they've been besties for years or something, it amazes me. We could do
Or
that.
even Zealous State of Mind. That'd be cool.
Oh,
taking over Yash.
Yasha's one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many do you lift today? Mm. Mm.
Did you
Not
do
sure
your-
if I.
Oh, Linda's frozen.
She's frozen.
Yeah.
She might be back.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Do you ladies have your next episode in the pipeline? When do you see yourself coming back and putting up your next episode?
Tuesday?
Is that the one that I'll be on?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's the next one.
yeah.
You just had your the quiz as well this week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Oh, that
Oh,
was
that was
funny.
fun.
That was so much fun. Don't anyone have Tana in their one?
Yeah, because
You
I
end up-
don't really know the a
such a
lot of
smartass.
the other people on the other podcast, so it was good to be on with Tana and Joey.
Yeah.
That was like my first time getting to know them. So, and they're hilarious, man. Like just
Yeah.
jokes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so fun.
Yeah.
Who won? Or is that a surprise for the episode?
Oh, Penny won.
Yay!
Rigged.
Yeah.
Rigged.
Yeah. I think the last one. Who won the last one? I think Joey did.
Yeah, it was
Joey
Tana
or
and Joey,
Tana?
the reigning champs. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Joey was third. Tana was gone already, shame.
Sin stayed in too.
Yeah, surprisingly. I suck at those games.
Well, she's
Welcome back.
Hey.
She's back.
I thought it was you guys. So all these like
Oh, okay.
and I was like, oh sure. I say, oh she's fine. Sorry. I'm back. What a mess.
So I can see the amazing hoodies that you ladies are wearing. Like, what's next? Got
Ooh.
beanies or what's next on the agenda?
People actually asked for these, eh?
Yeah, we've had
Like,
people ask.
I want one. So we actually should look at, supplying.
Yeah, putting it up on the network.
We just have to figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
It was kind
Get
of
on
just
down to the
something for
markets.
us, eh? Yeah, just
Yeah.
to like
just to show off.
make it official and feel like the real deal kind of thing.
Mm.
So yeah, no, it was cool.
You
But we
had
could
by
get more
one.
feminine type, hey? Feminine type the next
Yeah,
one.
we
Like
want
a
to
different
keep
colour.
okay, a little bit. These are all good. These are all
Yeah.
good. Yeah. I know. I don't think we
Nice.
took it too seriously, until people started saying,
No,
"Oh,
yeah.
I want one. I want one. I want one." I
Mm.
was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we could probably think
60
about
I think
it."
it's because your
60
I think
bucks.
it's because you're like your branding is like pretty on point, which what like on the hoodie it looks
Oh,
good,
yeah.
Yeah, honey.
like the 1 through 5
Nothing like a
playlist.
good old tape.
Who made that?
So my partner's a screen printer. His name is Ruse, and he just hooked us up with them.
Nice.
So
And
we're
who
lucky.
created the design, like the 1 through 5 playlist image?
So that was
Was
Sid
that
and I.
Cameron?
Sid and I had to do a whole. We had to do everything ourselves
Yeah.
in the beginning. Cameron, I thought when Cameron was, behind it, that he would give us direction, but he was basically like, "No, this is you. So you guys need to come up with the name, come up with the stuff, come up with the intro music and that."
Yeah, we made our own.
We made our own intro music on this little app or something. I don't even remember
Yeah.
what the app
Lab,
is called.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we found this picture, and then someone I knew, what do you call it when they kind of manipulated it so that it was different and it wasn't, and we weren't
Copywriting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then we've just run with that.
And because Linda's kind
How
of
did-
like an R&B queen, like if she has a phone and the back cover of her phone is a mixtape.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
It came off.
Oh,
She loves
her number
tapes.
plate is R&B.
There's the cover.
Oh
Snap.
no.
No, it's because it's for this phone,
Oh
So
yeah.
it comes in two parts, but I took it off. But otherwise, yeah, I don't know why. Just, I don't know.
Did you find the whole process of doing like the branding and all that stuff, like did you find that sort of exciting, or was that more of a barrier for you to kind of getting a podcast out?
I feel like it was initially daunting because when you're told this is what you've got to do, and I probably have a bad habit of overthinking
Thinking.
something, and but actually, when we sat down, broke it all down, I'm pretty sure it just came like that after that.
Yeah, because when I first started, and then kind of looking through other people who had been established like podcasters for a couple of years already, and just seeing what they did, I was like, "Fuck, how do you do that?" Like, and then it was just using like iMovie or whatever, and then you kind of just playing around with it, and then like 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and then you kind of just get it sorted. But then after that, you're on a roll. But initially, I'm like, "Fuck, I just wanted to do a podcast, like not all this extra
Yeah,
other stuff
yeah.
as well." And it was
Yeah.
kind of like, what's the point? But then once you get on the roll, you're just like, oh, now that's just part of the process, and it kind of. So I don't know if many people like are aware of that side of it as well. Like, have you spoken to a lot of your friends and kind of told them, oh, I'm not just recording people talking, like there's all these other bits as well that are involved?
Definitely because it's my work, because my work are the people that I'm with the most, and they've been pretty much with me they've been with me the whole time, and so I've forced them to listen to the podcast when it first came out and all that kind of stuff, and so they've been aware of all the things that I'm doing and stuff. And even Sean, when he said it on our meeting the other night, he was like, I didn't realize the magnitude of how professional it all is, because like you say, he thought it was just us getting together, and I don't think you're right, people realize that everything that goes, and I don't think I did either. I thought that we would just come along, do our thing, and then
Same.
Cameron would run everything, and Cameron would tell us what he would like to hear, and Cameron would give us ideas. But he is basically like, nah. I mean, initially he would be like, give us some feedback, but even that kind of petered off, and he's pretty much left us to run the show, and then we'll weigh in here and there, and nothing is ever really, I think you guys should do this, I want you guys to do this. It's like, oh, what do you think? And are you guys ever going to do something like this? And rah, rah, rah. So it is interesting to be involved in every part of the process.
Awesome.
Mm.
Any of you other ladies got any more to add to that?
No, I agree with everything she just said. Yeah.
Was that about like? Sorry, what was the question again?
Just like with all
Sorry.
that extra stuff you have to do,
Yeah.
like outside of just talking.
Yeah,
You know, the
Pan,
editing and
you
all that.
play an integral part of our social
Oh.
media.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, probably the same as these guys then. I just do like initially going into it, I didn't think it was going to be too much really input or extra time required, and it kind of went into it like that, and it kind of was freaky to see how big the network was and what Cams actually puts into it. But yeah, nothing I do is anything extra to these guys. It's kind of what I just do the Instagram stories, but that was kind of just because I wasn't doing anything, and these guys were doing everything else.
No, like honestly, Punny has grown our social
Yeah.
media. Like we would do the odd story here and there, but Pun has turned it into this like daily. You know, like I wake up in the morning, I'll say that, and I wait to
That's
see
the first
the
thing
story.
yeah.
To see what she's put up, kind of thing. She's really expanded it for us because. You know, we would do pictures and maybe the odd filter and stuff, but Punny's like just
Next level.
next level, man. It's so good. Can't downplay.
Yeah,
what
I've seen
done
it.
for us.
It's been like picking up lately. Like it's full on right now. So
Mm.
I was thinking of asking who was in charge of that so they could do it for the success recipe. Because that's like,
We will hire her out at a fee.
yeah, I'll get Cam to pay out of the network.
Let's go back in.
Awesome. Well, I just want to thank you, ladies, for taking the time to have a chat with me tonight. I'm aware it's a Friday night, so end of a long lockdown week. I don't want to keep you around for too much longer. So,
No,
thank you very much
having us. It was fun.
Yeah, no, it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to ambushing you guys on your podcast next week. So
That'd be exciting.
Yeah, I think
Looking
you'll feel
forward
to
ambushed,
that.
but all good.
Yeah.
so good, you know. I'll just, as long as you don't give me the questions like I gave you tonight, you know, about choosing the people, you know, I won't feel any internal conflict.
Cool.
Thank you so much
you,
for
ladies.
having us.
Thank you
Appreciate
for having us.
it. Yeah.
All good. Have a good night.
You too. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.